So recently, as I've been watching and just looking over things with Star Wars currently, if you actually look at what's going on in the comic books and TV shows and everything that's going on overall, a lot of the shows and movies and the cartoons even and the comic books are trying to take stories and implement new stories within already established Star Wars lore, and most of the time it comes out good, other times it comes out looking like Acolyte. But overall, shows like The Bad Batch, Clone Wars Season 7, all that stuff is established already within Star Wars lore. We also have Tales of the Empire, Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, that one was really good. Mando Seasons 1 and 2, and also Ahsoka's episodes 1 through 6, and then the last two episodes kind of lost me, but that's neither here or there right now. We're not talking about that right now. So my main topic today is talking about why exactly we aren't going into looking into stuff like the Old Republic. Why aren't we going back into times like that and almost getting a layup? We all love Legends content and the Old Republic. You know, characters such as Revan, off the top of my head. We also have Bastila Shan, all those kind of characters like that. Why aren't we getting more of those kind of stories coming into live action or coming into cartoons under new Disney Star Wars? If you were to think about it, it would be a complete and total layup. I mean, it would easily make money if it's done right. Now that's where it all comes crashing down right there, is with that single sentence. If it is done right. And the truth is, right now under Disney, I would say absolutely not. Just leave Legends in the established lore that we already have the way it is, and don't try to change any of it, because right now I can't trust Disney to do any of that. And I'm pretty sure many fans can actually agree with me on that statement, that we cannot trust Disney to do any of that right now. They would fill it up with race swaps. They would fill it up with trying to change story and already established lore. I mean, look what they're doing with Snow White and stuff like that along those lines. I mean, that was just horrible. It's already established love story, and they went ahead and changed that entire thing. I mean, I don't really know about the story of Snow White that much, but I saw fans were pissed. And the reason why I bring this up is because a couple videos ago, I said all Disney really needs is a couple of wins to get the Star Wars fandom back, and I feel as though the Old Republic is a great way to go. Or, you know, most people would say that that's actually a great way to go. But we can't trust Disney to do this whatsoever, because we're also taking a big risk of them ruining something that's already really good and is already well established. And I think this is why Disney has yet to even try to touch this area yet, because not only do they want to create their own stories, but at the same time, this is something that is a very, very sensitive subject to even me. And I'm always willing to try new things. I mean, personally, if they were to go around and try to do something about the Old Republic and they completely ruin it, then I would not be able to forgive them whatsoever. And honestly, that would be enough to completely shut me off of Disney for good. I wouldn't even care about Star Wars anymore. And I know that a lot of fans can echo that same sentiment. So that's one of the biggest reasons why the Old Republic has not been touched yet. But personally, if we were to have to touch it and they were to go back in time and look at this, then it would have to be handled by this. Kathleen Kennedy cannot have her hands on it whatsoever, and we can only hire people who know about the Old Republic, and maybe even get people who just love Star Wars in general involved. And that goes for actresses, actors, everything. If we don't have people putting in the same amount of effort that it takes to play Obi-Wan Kenobi as Ewan McGregor does, or Hayden Christensen as much as he takes it seriously to play Anakin Skywalker, or how serious Sam Witwer takes to play Maul, and also girls like Rosario Dawson, you know, she took playing Ahsoka extremely seriously. Also, Natasha Bordizzo, I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Although it wasn't that great of a show, she watched all of Rebels in order to play Sabine Wren. I mean, and she took that character to heart. She said she watched all of Rebels multiple times because it was almost like a cheat sheet to play Sabine. And that's how we have to have these actors and actresses being. I mean, a lot of actors and actresses nowadays want to put their own twist to it. And there's nothing wrong with putting your own twist into it. I mean, sometimes you could pronounce and do scenes differently than what they're actually shown, and it could actually be more effective to a more live audience than it would be to a video game audience. And I know this personally because, you know, I have chops in acting and chops in directing, but as long as it doesn't take away from the overarching character of itself, then it should be fine. But other than that, we can really not have people who don't take the character seriously playing these roles. Same way when it comes to the people who are leading it. Kathleen Kennedy can't have her hands on it because she knows nothing when it comes to Star Wars. Personally, she just knows nothing. I'm sorry to say that, it may sound harsh, but the proof is in the pudding at this point. The last 10-15 years of Star Wars, she knows nothing about Star Wars or how it should be run. But other than that, if they could get these precautions in check, I would personally welcome something like this in the Old Republic, but overall, overarching, I would just not want Disney to touch it whatsoever. It's just at that point now when it comes to Disney where I just can't trust them with it. I mean, heck, I don't even really like Rey that much as a character, but I don't even trust them to do this next Rey movie good or do right by her character whatsoever. And that is a Disney made character. I mean, Rey is literally made underneath a Disney wing. That is Star Wars under Disney right there, and I don't even trust them to do that right. So overall, the best way to do the New Republic is for Disney not to do the New Republic right now, unless they get full new leadership and get the right people involved to actually make this show or to make it happen in total. And that is the only way I personally would trust Disney to actually run something like this. Overall, I would not trust them whatsoever. But anyway, that's all I got for this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. May the force be with you, and as always, have a great rest of your day.